Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Thomas.
Magic ball from Bergkamp to Patrick Vieira.
Oh, would you believe it? Oh, right, what a way to get it.
Fabulous solo goal by Thierry Henry.
Champions.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another Arsenal Lounge video, and you guys know what it is. It's that Fan Cam Fridays. It's those previews and the reviews of what's been going on with everything Arsenal. And you know what? If you guys haven't already done it, let's get that out of the way first. We need you guys to do us a favor. We're trying to get higher and higher and higher on the totem pole with the Arsenal fan base, and we need you guys to do me a favor. Drive those like buttons. Subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already checked it out, check out the rest of the content. We got LIINE in Turkish on Wednesdays. We got a video that we did with Fabrizio Romano just a couple I think it was last week. So you guys, if you have already missed that, go check that out after this video. But right now, drop a like on the video, and if you're watching the playback, do me a favor, put a comment down below what you think about the Arsenal. But yeah, let's keep it going, guys. First, you guys know what my name is. My name's Igal. I host of EGTV and always here on Arsenal Lounge on Fridays. I got my guy Vlar here. I got my guy to the other side of me, African Gunner. I got Samuel down in the bottom, and I got Brendan with his lighting on. So let's get started. I'm gonna get started with the regular, the man who's been here from the jump, African Gunner. What are you saying, bro? Talk to me.
As good as an Arsenal fan can be, I did predict 1-1, by the way, but I won't take much pride in that because obviously I wanted us to win, but I just didn't see us winning. I'm glad Aubameyang scored. Listen, Saka, that was all him. I mean, yeah, I know Eddie did the assist, but I mean, if he didn't drive and dribble three players, that goal was not happening. So yeah, no, as good as an Arsenal fan can be, really nervous about the game tomorrow against Everton. They're no mugs, I have a strong feeling that their midfield will overrun us, and we're going to go through the lineup, I'm sure. But I don't want to see the regular people who keep on making mistakes, aka Bellerin and Holding and stuff. It needs to be, the young guns need to play. So we'll get into that.
Yeah, and is that Kesh? I haven't seen this guy in forever. How you been, bro?
All right, bro, man.
Chilling, man. I'm gonna go next to Vlar. Vlar, what are you saying, bro? Talk to me.
Well, I'm good, man. Just I'm a little bit happy because we drew against the top teams in the Premier League, so I can't complain. If you just connect that in the end, that will. But I kind of accepted it. We don't have that kind of luck with us this season, but a draw is fair enough.
Did you guys hear what Troop said? If there was another manager and there's fans in the stadium, the energy would have sucked it and it would have went 3 inches.
Nonsense, absolute nonsense.
Next, I'm gonna go to you, Brendan. What are you saying? Talk to me, man. How you been?
Well, right now we are red card FC, aren't we? Let's be real. Another red card, another bit of a shoddy performance, really. I mean, that first half, I don't think Southampton got out of second gear, and we was there for the taking, really. So it's probably more disappointing for them. Like African Guna said, I'm glad to see that Aubameyang scored. Hopefully, he can continue that. But I am very nervous about Everton. Very, very nervous, especially it seems as we're looking like we're going to have a centre-back pairing of Rob Holding and David Luiz. So, yeah.
Okay. Next, Samuel, what are you saying, bro? How you been?
I'm good, bro. On Wednesday, I knew Walcott was going to score, and I wasn't confident against Burnley and against Southampton. But this time, I feel a little different. I feel like we're going to get a win this time. I just feel it. I just have a feeling that there's no Alan. I just have a feeling that we're going to win.
Go in with no.
We're going to get there. We're going to get there, guys. Let him get his soliloquy in. Kesh, final man, talk to me, bro. What are you saying?
Wait, what can I say, man? What can I say? We're going through a bit of a stressful period right now. The game, it wasn't great. I do feel we're getting let down with these red cards. I understand, yes, Southampton was a better team, but the second half, they didn't really offer much. And that was our chance to actually go and get the winner. Like, we had the momentum on our side of getting that goal. But it's just history keep repeating itself, man. And you know what? Like, Gabriel, he's been one of our best players this season. It happens. I'll let him off. You'll learn from it. And we just have to move on to the next game.
There you go. So I just want to clear the air, guys. We are going to move on from Southampton. But before we move on, Get your frustrations out now. If you want to talk about the game, if you want to talk about anything about the game, we'll spend the first 5 minutes talking about the game, and then we'll move on to the Everton game. So African Greener, if you anything that you want to get off your chest about Southampton, get it out now, because we're going to move on to Everton.
Yeah, a couple of points. The first point is like in regards to what Kesh said, 100%. Like, you know, if you realize I didn't even bring it up because that's how much this guy has done for us and is so unexpected from him. But what I want to see now is that he learns from the mistake, right? So like Xhaka and these guys are repeated offenders. This cannot happen to Gabriel again. Someone in training needs to tell him that he can't be too close to his man because, you know, you can see that he was like that since he came, but now he's, you know, because he's gotten away with it, now he's doing it more and more and more, and he's becoming more aggressive, and he can't be too close, too tight to his man, because that's what happened when he got spun. And then the first yellow card was dumb, really. I mean, I know, you know, in football, you do that. You kick the ball away. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. And unfortunately, this time he didn't get away with it.
The thing I'll say that disappoints me about that, I know he does it a lot, but if you actually watch the way we play, we leave our centre back so exposed that they're prone to get into that situation over and over again.
Yeah.
There's never like when you play and there should be someone screening in front of him.
Yeah.
There should be someone screening. And the way we're set up, like a defender, like the way him and Olding was set up from that counter attack, basically, you got to have one man in front of whoever's there and one man behind covering. And it's like there's no communication. There's no idea of how we should set up in these situations. And that's what frustrates me the most.
So there's something tactically wrong, right? Because I'm seeing Rob Holding pressing as if he's like a right winger, and then he leaves the space open for someone like a El Neni or a Xhaka to drop in and fill in the space when they can't defend. You know, and that's how the first goal happened.
For me, it's because the players are not pressing in sequence together. And then other players end up trying to do other people's jobs. That's where it comes down for me.
Yeah, but if you're doing it consistently, then you must be told. Like I'm saying, I saw Rob Holding press like 3-4 times. I'm like telling my dad, like that's our center back pressing, you know, as a right winger. Like what is he doing, right? So someone is supposed to do that, right? And that needs to be erased out of the game.
I don't think they're not doing their jobs. It's like you look at the first goal, for instance, and El Neni and whoever it was in the Gabriel, right? Gabriel.
Yeah.
For me, Gabriel shouldn't even need to push out that way, but that's what I mean about our centre mids. We're always behind the play. Why be the other side of the play? I just don't get it. I don't understand.
That was my first point. My second point was my second point was we saw El Neni. We saw him back to regular average El Neni. He's not the guy. He did a good job for the first 2 months, but he's a squad player, man. Like, and that's just real stats. Like, that's just real facts. He's just a squad player. He's not good enough, man. He got exposed in this game. Maitland-Niles was incredible. You know, he made like 5 interceptions, and you can tell, right? He has that speed and he has the knowledge and brain that Bellerin doesn't. Bellerin sits back, whereas Maitland-Niles, he knows the pass is coming and he intercepts it and he puts us on the front foot. Unfortunately, we don't have a good enough team to go with him and make those passes and like get a 4-on-2 or something like that. But it was good to see from him. The other thing is we had 2 center backs on the bench. Why wasn't Smith Rowe there? Someone tell me why isn't Smith Rowe on the bench? He had a phenomenal game in the Europa League and then back out of the team. And sorry, and the last point was Pepe was average as well, guys. Let's be honest. What did Pepe do?
Okay, let Brandon respond. Brandon wanted to respond to your first point, not even third or second. Brandon, what are you going to say?
Yeah, what I would say about the whole centre backs pressing situation is it's clearly an instruction from Mikel Arteta, right? But it only works if you press as a team, and that's where half the issue comes from. The front players, the midfielders, are not doing their pressing. And that's why these centre-backs get caught out of position when they're trying to press on a man. But I'd also say as well, you know, like Kesh said, we can let Gabriel off because he's been our best player this season. And at the end of the day, it was 2 yellow cards. It wasn't a straight red or anything like that. But you've got to ask the question, what on earth are you doing? You're on a yellow card. Why are you getting so close to a man like that? And if Theo Walcott gets by you, you are not catching him. You have to bring him down because of the space in behind you. And, you know, he fell into the trap. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's a learning curve for him. Again, Pepe ranked average, very average in my opinion. And I don't know how the rest of you feel on him, but personally, if it was me, he's got till the end of the season to prove something. Otherwise, I'll be cutting my losses on him.
I think we all agree with you there. Samuel, what were you going to say?
I just want to think about Pepe. You're going to see a lot more of him now because of the situation with Willian. So we've got to get ready to see more of Pepe because Willian won't be starting anytime soon, in my opinion.
Yeah, after what happened, apparently there's a big rift going on at the club, and a lot of stuff has come out of the woodworks. But Vlar, before we move on to the Arteta situation, tell me what you think about the Southampton game.
I see one guy commented there. He said that it was Tierney's fault for the goal, and I kind of agree with him. But at the same time, I won't blame him because he shouldn't be playing at the back. He should be playing at the left wing back. But yeah, my frustration is like, of course, Walcott was gonna score. I didn't know why didn't I put that £1,000 bet because I knew he wasn't going to score. Maybe I'll put that for Iwobi tomorrow, you know. But I mean,
you're crazy. If you put money on Iwobi to score, you're nuts. It's not gonna happen.
But on a positive side,
just jinxed it, mate.
On a positive note, you know, like we drew against Leeds with 10 men, we drew against Southampton with 10 men, so that it's kind of a positive for me. Like, but because you see that the players are still believing the manager. Even I don't, you know, I'm not going into that, but you can see that they're still not giving up. They're fighting until the last second. That was a positive for me.
Okay.
But
now,
you see what it goes down to as well, yeah. Like, I've been saying this from the second game of the season, where a lot of people are saying it's tactics, this, the manager this. Listen, you play football, you'll know it's not all just down to manager. I don't believe that it all comes down to manager. You saw what Saka did there, and he showed his personality. Football's all about personality. What you do as a person on the pitch, you meant to take inspiration from yourself, make things happen. And you saw what Saka done there. Why can't the other players do it?
We're going to get to it. We're going to get to that, because I feel like that's going to go down the route of the manager. I get you're talking about the players. We're going to get to the manager situation. Now, before we move on to the manager situation and what we think about the players and everything going on, now, good segue, Kesh, but I just want to end off to Southampton. We all understand that was, in my opinion, 2 points that we shouldn't have even thought about. Like we weren't even going to get it at the end of the day. So in that situation, it is 2 points dropped, but at the same time, we did get that 1 point, and we should hold on to that and be like, hey, move on. Erase this memory, move into Everton, trying to forget about the whole bad form, because in the last 6 games, we've only gotten 2 points. That's terrible. And yeah, so now moving on to Arteta, the statement that Leno said, you guys heard it. I'm pretty sure you guys all heard it, right? Leno basically came out and said, you can't blame the manager for this, for the piss poor attitude from the players, and we just need a better mood in the dressing room and on the pitch. And what Kesh just said a few seconds ago about the urgency and Saka lifting up the team, basically creating the goal from nothing and just giving Eddie an easy tap-in assist, and then an easy goal for Aubameyang from all the hard work that Saka had to do. Why aren't more people working that hard? Why aren't more people feeling the pain? And on top of that, I know you're going to get to it, guys. Granit Xhaka has still not apologized for throwing the shirt, and he's still not apologized for what he's done this time. So in my opinion, I can't defend him no more. I've said it so many times. To me, he's done.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
He's been done, man. Like, I don't want an apology. Why do you want an apology from a player that, like, he clearly doesn't respect us as fans or the badge that he plays for? Like, it's finished for me. Like, it's been finished. You should have been out of the club for a long time ago. And obviously, the reason why he stayed was because of Mikel. For God knows what reason. Could be because they weren't going to get an adequate replacement, whatever. I don't know. Or he's just relying on someone who's a senior figure. For me, Xhaka's time is done at this club.
On that point of Granit Xhaka, every season that he's been at Arsenal, we haven't finished in the top 4. The final season before Granit Xhaka came, we finished second, and after that, we came 5th, 6th, 5th, and 8th. So really, sorry, but Granit is the definition of a downfall of our club.
That whole window was bad, but let African Gamer respond.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, Samuel, I was saying, no, you're totally right. I mean, being a Xhaka hater, which, listen, I have no problem with that. And I don't hide that because I hate the guy. He's not good enough for my club. And he's not a good player in general, but it's him and Mustafi. And as it got said, just that transfer window when we spent 70 odd million on these two players, man, like ridiculous. And we're talking about cutting our losses on Pepe, man. We're cutting our losses on almost every single player we bring into this club, man. It's crazy. I mean, look at Mkhitaryan, 5 goals, 4 assists, dude. Who would have thought?
Listen,
I'm not gonna say
it's
that
the
I thought
Italian league. We know what happens in the Italian league. They go there, and then Bugs Bunny gives them the Magic Jordan juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that tweet.
It just the secret sauce comes up.
Yeah, my response into why, Saka does it and others don't, it comes down to really one thing: quality and talent. Listen, Saka has the quality, talent, and listen, you get confidence from having quality and talent. Listen, all the best players in the world, they're confident because they know how good they are. So he was like, put his head down. I'm going to take on 3 players and I'm going to make something happen, right? And he's been doing it consistently. I know he's missed a couple of goals and stuff, but we shouldn't be depending on an 18-year-old to be scoring all our goals in the first place, right? But I agree. If you're in the first team, there's no you're young, you're old. Like if you're in the first team, it should mean that you're ready to play for Arsenal Football Club regardless, right? But yes, let's give him, his props. A lot of these other players cannot do that because 1, they don't love Arsenal, and 2, they just don't have the talent and quality to do it. You could never see Xhaka do something like that. Even LIINE, I know sometimes he can make good passes and stuff, but he could never dribble players like that. So Saka and Martinelli, and I will say even Reece Nelson to a certain point, are the only players, and they're all our young players that can actually drive and pull things out of proportion, right? I keep on mentioning we don't have creative enough players to pull other players, like a Fernandes that says, or a Pogba even says, you want the ball? Come get it. If you can get the ball off me, then you can gladly have it. There's not many players at Arsenal like that.
1 second, Cash. Guys, we need to hit that like button, drive the like buttons up, get more people involved in the conversation, get more of you guys that you know, and share the video. But Cash, before you go, Brendan was waiting to jump in. Brendan, what were you going to say?
Well, on the whole Saka thing, right? We shouldn't be relying on a 19-year-old to bring that little bit of extra quality. You're right. And the thing that worries me about this whole Saka situation is he clearly got a bit miffed off in the game, and he sort of realised he was looking around thinking, I'm surrounded by crap here. I've got to do this all by myself. And it worries me that if we continue on this path where we are at the moment, that eventually he'll go, do you know what? I'm too good for this team. I'm too good for this. And then we'll lose another top quality, talented player. And we'll be back to
that
square
applies
one
to
once
Martinelli
again.
as well. And I said that last year. And look, we're in the same boat talking about 2 of our best young players that potentially will want to leave because there's not enough ambition. Hence, Van Persie, Fabregas, so on and so forth.
Now, Cash, people will tell you it's the manager's fault that Gabriel is getting red cards. It's the manager's fault that Pepe is getting red cards. It's the manager's fault that we have the most red cards under Arteta than we've had under Emery and under Arsene Wenger for the last 4 seasons of his career. So what are you going to say to those people?
Open your eyes, man. That's all I can say. Open your eyes. Bro, like, what I see at Arsenal going on right now, it's just a youth camp. A bunch of youth just being rebels, isn't it? They're being rebels. And for me, a lot of these players don't want to be here, and it's got a lot to do with the results we're getting. They don't want to be here. And it's a thing where it's not easy to get rid of them, and they're not doing themselves any good by playing the way they're playing because no one's going to come in for you. So it's a loss-loss situation. I looked at that lineup yesterday, and I know people are saying yes, it should be better than where we are right now. But when I look at it, that lineup is absolutely shocking. Like that team, I wouldn't look at it and think we should be higher than say 9th. Honestly, yes, we're looking at Gabriel in there, Saka in there. Gabriel for me is a player who's got a lot of potential, but he's not the finished article. Saka for me, he's got a lot of potential. He's not the finishing article. So besides what was on that team there, and Damian is a goal scorer, it's an average team, a very average team.
And look at our bench, Kesh. Our bench is even worse, man.
It's crazy the way we've allowed ourselves to drop off in such quality.
Okay.
Honestly.
Let Brendan respond. Brendan, do you agree with the people who say it's Arteta's fault that these players are not playing for him. They're getting sent off. It's a lack of discipline. This is that, and it's honestly, I don't agree with it. But I want to know: do you genuinely think that it is Arteta's fault that some of these guys are getting these reds?
No way.
What's going on?
No way. You can't pin that on the manager. Look, I don't rate the manager. All know how I feel about the manager, right? But you can't pin things like that on this manager. At the end of the day, what it is, it's a lack of what's the word? Discipline. That's the one. Yeah, it's a lack of discipline within the squad. Players like Granit Xhaka, we've seen them do that before. I know Pepe's never really done that before, but it's just the discipline. It's the frustration side coming out of the players, like Pepe, Gabriel, and that. Gabriel's one I think was a little bit different. I think he was just a bit nervous about conceding a goal. But Granit Xhaka, he's known for this sort of stuff. You can't pin that on the manager,
Okay. And then Vlar, I know. 1 second, Sam. I'll get to you. Go ahead. Just go ahead, bro.
Okay. One thing I was going to say is the recruitment. We're not buying players that are good for the Premier League. If you look at Lacazette, he was one of the best players in Liga. I think he was top scorer. I think he scored 40 goals in all competitions in one season. Look at Granit Xhaka, I saw a video when we first saw him from the Bundesliga channel, him and Xabi Alonso being compared to each other. Lucas Perez was also one of the best players. So really, we're not buying players that are Premier League quality. We're just buying players, I think it was the analytic company that we usually sign our players from, and it shows that we haven't detailed the players as much. So it's just a bit of laziness from us in the recruitment department.
Okay.
On Lacazette, though, was he really top quality? I know you say he scored 40 goals in. He
was.
He scored 40 goals in Ligue 1, but how many of them was penalties? Do you know what I mean?
Like 10, but still 30 goals in all competitions without the penalties. That's still impressive. Now Vlar,
I don't think that's impressive. I don't think that's impressive at all. He's never scored 30 goals in a season at Lyon. He's never scored 30 goals.
No, he scored 30 goals all competitions without penalties.
Yeah, no, but listen. When I look at a striker, I look at what you're doing in league. That's your bread and butter. What you're doing in your domestic league, like cup competition, yes, you should get goals.
Leading goal scorer in your league.
But when it comes to your league statistics, as goals scores, like he's scoring probably 10 penalties.
22.
20 plus, bro. Before he came to Arsenal, he was scoring 20 plus goals.
He scored 22, 25.
20 plus goals, but how many of them is 10 in the league? That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, 20 plus in the league and
20
close
plus
to
in the league, bro. 22
and
goals,
how much
25
of them
goals.
was penalties? That's what I'm trying to say to you. How much of them was penalties?
Like 8 or 5 of them.
I'm gonna put up
But Pepe is not a striker. I thought he was a striker.
Lacazette had 8 or 5 penalties in the season that he had 25 goals, and the season that he had 22 goals, I think like 8 or 5 of them, 8 or 7 of them were penalties.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Man, he's still scoring the penalties.
That's not good enough. Bro, that's the difference between us. That's why we're going to stay in this position that we are, because we're looking at strikers who most of their goal tally is made up from goals, from penalties. What are you doing in outfield? What are you doing?
Bro, the man scored 40 goals. He scored 40 goals, and total with 14 were penalties.
Bro, it doesn't matter for me. What you're doing in open play is your bread and butter.
Chesh, why are you going on Lacazette, man? What has he done to you?
I know, right?
It's not what he's done. It's not what he's done. It's just that I'm just seeing. Listen, like you've got to be scoring from open play for me. That's your bread and butter.
Yeah, but listen. Remember when we wanted to sign Lacazette, everyone was like, "Oh, this is the next Ian Wright. This is this, that." And when he came in, he was all right. He's just unfortunately he's fallen into the same pattern, and a lot of people that have just declined for some reason at Arsenal.
I don't think he's falling in that same pattern. He's the same player.
So you're telling me Lacazette now and Lacazette when he joined us is the same player?
Definitely not.
No, he's not.
No, he's declined.
That's
He's
different.
nowhere near the same player.
He's declined, but he was never at a great standard. He didn't show me an amazing standard when he came in. He didn't.
He scored in 10 seconds into his first appearance.
I want to talk about one goal. That's short-sighted, bro. How many goals did he score in his first season?
But listen, we're a football club that will never go out and spend the sort of money that will get like that Haaland type player. So Lacazette was best of what we could get at the time.
At that time, the money we spent on Lacazette was the going rate for many good strikers. We just
Like
didn't do attack.
who is it that we didn't get and we got Lacazette?
I can't think all the way back then.
Morata.
Lacazette was never on my number one target. When you look
Who
at
was
it,
your number one target?
I can't remember all the way back then. But
It was
Lacazette,
Morata.
Chesh, man.
but when you
Sounds
look at
right with Morata.
you look at the sport team that was going in for Lacazette, it was only Atletico Madrid. And the reason for that was you look at his work rate, it suits their style of play. It's not because he's a prolific goal scorer.
He was.
At that time, we were looking at Moussa Dembele. Yes, we were looking at Moussa Dembele. Remember?
No, on his.
We were looking at Celtic. At that time, we were looking at Celtic, and we were looking at Moussa Dembele. And what LIINE did was they went, they brought Dembele. And
Guys, we've got Lev joining us from Siberia.
How you doing, bro?
I can't hear you guys. I'm stuttering up for some reason my Safari, but if you can hear me, it's stopped now. How you guys doing? All right?
Yeah,
man.
No, I can't hear you boys properly.
What do you think of this then?
I think I've got a Safari bug. This is where I am.
Chesh is picking on Lacazette, man.
Listen,
you know, he's big time. He's going harder, man.
For a striker, if you score, say for instance, 20 goals per season in your league, but 10 of them's a penalty and 10 of them's from open play, do you call that a top striker?
Boys, if I could hear what you can you talk to me now? Can I hear you, boys?
No, you can't hear us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm gonna call him to sort out his thing,
conversation,
and then we'll bring him back on.
We're gonna have to get away from this conversation and move into a preview. We can't get too caught up on the topics. But Vlar, I'm gonna go first with you. You didn't get to say much yet. What do you think about the Everton Arsenal game? Away from home at Everton, our record against Ancelotti is not good. I think we've only beaten him 3 times. What do you think?
I think if he could nick some sort of a result, like a draw or a win, I think that would be a turning point, to be fair. But I think he should persist with that back 3 or back 5, what you call it, and I think release the handbrake a little bit. But I still don't think that Lacazette and Aubameyang, they can't play together. That doesn't work at all. So I think, for me, you either play Aubameyang on the middle or you play Lacazette through me. For me, I think it's even Aubameyang scored the other day. I think he should be benched. So I'm people say, it was a great goal and all that, but he should be scoring that. Not just him. Every player should be scoring that goal.
Yeah.
So I don't let. I'm starting to lose patience with him.
He's not Peter Crouch, though. That's what someone said in the comment. The way we're playing, you think we have a target man.
I hate to say it, but in the summer when he signed the contract, I hate to say it, but I said to my friend, now he will become the next Ozil. He gets the contract, he will just relax, and that's what's happening right now. Believe it or not, it's happening. He got a contract, he doesn't care.
Maybe he was promised players that we didn't actually get, and maybe that's also why he has the body language that he has, because he might have been lied to, right, by the owners, and they might have said we tried, but we just couldn't get it done, and
I don't think he's.
Do you know what? It's interesting you bring up Lacazette, and I've got a couple of things to say on that. First of all, this summer he's got about 1.5 years left on his contract, so they've got to make a decision of either sell him or give him another contract. So that's one thing. Second thing, for some reason, I think, I don't know if you guys agree with me. I know Chesh probably not, but I think Lacazette offers us more up front than Aubameyang right now.
He does.
Not in terms of goals, but in terms of everything, yes, 100%.
Yeah, well, none of them are scoring goals now. So you got to see who offers more.
I agree with you, because when your team is not scoring goals or not dominating possession, you need someone up there you can get hold of the ball, which is more adequate to doing that than Aubameyang. But for me, if you play to Aubameyang's strength, you will get goals.
Listen,
we need midfielders.
Yeah, we don't have facility. We don't have players who can do that now. So
we're too slouchy on the ball in midfield. We're not quick enough. We're not direct enough.
We're going to get back to Lacazette. We still need to move on to the lineup. We haven't even gone to the lineup yet. So once we get Lacazette, once we get to the striker position, we'll talk about it. But first things first, do you guys think formation-wise we're going to play this way? again?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's not his back three.
No, it'll be a back three.
Back three.
No, I think he will play like this again.
Yeah, I agree.
I
He's gonna
can't.
continue.
With David Luiz and Holding, I can't see him playing the back four.
Nah, I don't think Holding is gonna play.
Nothing. Listen, you've got a thick bunch of midfielders. It's either
I think it's quite clear who's going to play at the back anyway, because he doesn't fancy Mustafi. Obviously, the rest are injured, so that leaves him Holding and Luiz. And that's it.
Why are we surprised? Listen, look at this, guys. Why are we surprised? The way we set up, there's no creativity. There's nobody in the middle.
I'm playing 4-2-3-1, and I'm playing Martinelli.
I think he's gonna listen again. I think he's gonna play the same formation as before. I don't think he's gonna change it up too much.
No, what I see is that I want to see Saka at left wing back and Martinelli on the left. That's what I want to see tomorrow.
So
I want to see Martinelli in the middle, man, because you know that Smith Rowe is not going to play.
Listen, the guy has been injured for a long time. He's not going to start.
I don't care. I don't care. We're in dire state, man. We cannot lose tomorrow. Like, I cannot see us. We're playing Chelsea and Man City next. Tomorrow is a must. Every game is a must win.
No. But the thing is, if you're playing for tomorrow just for one game, then that means he's gonna probably hope not. He could get injured again and be out for even longer.
Play him for 60 minutes.
Listen, it was a knee injury. He's had his surgery. He's gone past his recovery stage, his rehabilitation and that. It's not injury where you expect it to just come back like that. They're doctors. They know what they're doing. It's a knee injury. They will know if he can play or not. So I've got no problem with him playing, honestly.
Do you guys think? Okay, so let's go first defense. Who do you think is going to play in the defense? And is it going to be a back four or back three?
I think it's going to be a back four, and I think it's quite obvious who's going to play in the centre defence. It's just Luiz and Holding that are available.
No, Mari. Pablo Mari. Why
I don't think he's going to play Mari.
No, there's no chance.
One second, guys. Pablo Mari is playing in an academy game right now. He's not in Liverpool.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's that.
And Callum Chambers is playing right now also, so he's not in the team. And also, guess what? Gabriel Martinelli has traveled to Liverpool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah, Martinelli would have never started this game. Look what happened to Thomas Partey. Gabriel's injury was Martinelli's injury was a lot serious than
it's been longer. It's been almost a year now, right?
Yeah, he's not going to come and throw him into Everton away.
Muscular injury is different from your ligaments and all that. Like,
exactly.
Is he back?
No.
I wouldn't listen. You know what? Funny enough, I wouldn't start Bellerin tomorrow.
I wouldn't either.
Because I think Maitland-Niles did okay. And what's that? What message are you going to send out to Maitland-Niles?
Listen,
that he's coming, he's done okay, and then he's dropped.
Listen, I wouldn't start Hector Bellerin. I wouldn't start Hector Bellerin in an Arsenal shirt ever again.
He actually sacked him for the game. Honestly.
Not tomorrow.
That's a sackable offense for me. I can't lie to you.
But he will start.
Bellerin straight back into this team. Honestly, you just can't.
He will. He'll start Hecky B. We know he will.
I'd rather start Chambers there. That's how bad it is. Come on, man.
Chambers is not going to play.
Listen, I'm not being funny, but you got a player that has come in, and I think, listen, he didn't put in a performance that you go, wow, that is a right back there. He did, but it was a sure performance. Look, I felt more comfortable with him being there than Bellerin. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right. So if he's dropped, what are you saying to the player, your player, that you can come in, you can put in a short performance after being out for such a long time, but then you're dropped next day for somebody who can't even take a throw in?
I get that. But we got bigger issues. Did you guys hear about the David Luiz, Willian stuff, trying to get Arteta sacked? Do you believe it? Do you think David Luiz will play?
Yeah, we have no choice. My question: how isn't it a sackable offense that you go into a game with only two center backs, like first team center backs? Because you just said that our other two center backs are playing in under 23. So how are we going tomorrow with only two fit center backs? That doesn't make any sense.
There's Mustafi.
There's
Mustafi and Kolasinac.
Oh, Mustafi. Okay, so you have Mustafi
older than Luiz, isn't it?
Damn. Yeah,
don't get fooled by
Mustafi's the backup.
Don't get fooled by all these stories, guys, because have you noticed every single week the media will bring out a story the day before match day that is a negative story about Arsenal. every single week. They're clever. They know what they're doing. They're putting extra pressure on the players, extra pressure on the manager, and they're getting us fans pissed off before we've even kicked the ball. They know what they're doing.
You've got muppets like Gallas coming out and talking. I'm thinking, bro, I don't even want to hear you talk about this bloody crybaby, bro.
Who's it?
Gallas.
Oh, William
guy
Gallas.
that's sat on the pitch and crying, and you want to talk about what's going on in this club right now?
Nah, he can go fly kick himself in this guy. Anyways, midfield. I want to go road call. Everyone one by one. Shaheen, I'll start with you. What are you going with your midfield tree?
Well, again, his options are pretty limited. I think Xhaka is not available, so we probably go LIINE Ceballos.
Can you put a background for this overlay? Because it's starting to get boring with the black. Now, there's a comment. Yo, someone's calling for recall McGuinness. Like, I think it's pretty early to say that, but he looks good. He just looked good in lower division. Now, African Gunnar, what are you saying? Midfield.
I'm saying LIINE, Ceballos, Martinelli in the 10. If not Martinelli, play Smith Rowe. Start Smith Rowe and then sub him in the 60th minute, because I am almost 100% certain we're going to need someone to create. We're still going to struggle to create tomorrow. So I need either of those two guys to come on. Martinelli to come on and bring the spark. I mean, I know we're not at the stadium, but fans are just going to get off their seats as soon as he comes in, because we're going to know that he's going to try his best and he's going to make something happen, or at least try his best to make something happen.
Okay. And
yeah, but bro, do you not think that he's nowhere near ready?
I would risk it, honestly. If it's 30 minutes to if it's 0-0 or losing 1-0, I would say bring him on the last 30 minutes to see if he can make something happen.
How can he not be ready though? He's had over.
No, I know. I'm just answering Shaheen's question. If he isn't,
like training and match fitness are two different things, bro.
No, but he's match fit though.
He should be match fit.
How is he match fit?
He's played in the Europa League.
Games. He's played about 4 games. He played about 4 games with on the 21. He played 2 in the Europa League.
I don't know, man. I just don't think he's ready to come and play on Everton away. But that's my opinion.
From what
you know what? Possibly have him on the bench. Yes, I can see that, but I don't think he'll start.
Yeah, no, I wanted to interrupt that. He played Everton away last year as well, Smith Rowe, because he played Saka, Smith Rowe, and Martinelli in the game. We drew 0-0. The game before Arteta, I think
that was his first game in charge, no?
On the Lombard.
No, Freddie's last game. He was appointed manager, but it was too late.
I think he was on the stand. Yeah,
he was on the stand. So we had Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka playing that day, and it was just a boring game. But really, if we get one chance, I think we can win the game.
I think what's the name? Smith Rowe and Balogun will definitely be on the bench. Though.
At least,
Balogun won't be on the bench.
We got 9. We're allowed to name 9 players on the bench now, so I don't see how they won't be on the bench.
Okay, Vlar, what's your midfield? Is it very similar to this, or would you change something?
I think he will go with this, but I would go with LIINE and Joe Willock and Ceballos as a false 10, because I'm a big fan of Willock. I think he should start every single game.
Not good enough.
But the thing is, like, the thing he's young. He bleeds Arsenal.
Yeah,
he fights for the shirt. Like, he can't do any worse than the other
midfielders. His discipline will be way worse than.
And not only that, he holds onto the ball way too long. A lot of times, he just holds. He'll beat 3 players, and you're like, yeah, release.
Yeah.
There's so many passes, and then we lose it.
I know, but this is a guy at least tries. That's the thing.
3-man midfield, I can understand it, but Willock in a double pivot.
Not with LIINE, man. Not strong enough. Again, remember we were having that conversation with Maitland-Niles and Partey? If it's Willock and Partey, I would be like, yeah, for sure. But because LIINE's next to him, I'm like, nah.
Okay, so we still got a lot to get through, guys. So, Brendan, what's next? What are you saying for the midfield?
For me, it's going to have to be LIINE, Ceballos and Smith Rowe. But we know Mikel Arteta won't go with Smith Rowe. And on that, right, this is the most annoying thing with this manager. If we can all see what he's going to go with as a starting lineup, then the opposition can see exactly the same thing. You know? We know he's probably going to start Lacazette in the 10. Or Willock. It'll be one of the two. We know that. But I'd like to see Smith Rowe. I don't think we will see Smith Rowe. I'd like to see Balogun as well. You know, this kid, he scored 2 goals, made an assist, and I know it's the Europa League, but then he's sat at home for the rest of rest of the time. It's like I don't understand it.
Okay, Samuel, you there?
Sorry, I'm scared. Yeah, one thing I'll say is that Balogun is going to be far better than Eddie Nketiah. Anytime I'll replace Eddie Nketiah and Balogun.
1 second, bro. I don't know if you know what I'm asking you. I'm asking you about the midfield. What are you taking for the midfield three?
I don't want to see Joe Willock because Joe Willock has been underperforming in the league. So
you're happy with
I
this
don't think he'll
midfield?
start Smith Rowe. There's no chance. I have to be realistic. He's going to play Willock. Even as much as I hate to see it, I'll see Mikel Arteta doing that. That's what I see. So replace Smith Rowe with Joe Willock. That's what's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay. And then Kesh, to close us off, midfield. What are you saying? You think this is the midfield we're going to go with?
Midfield I'm going for is I'm putting Cedric right back, and I'm putting Maitland-Niles and Elneny in there.
Damn, that's I wish, but that's never happening. I don't see it happening.
So that's what you're doing.
You know what, guys? You got to consider that. You got to consider it's not just about lineup who's going to play. You got to consider the tactics. I think he's going to go. He's going to go there and he's going to sit back and try to get Everton the counter attack. So then you've got to pick a lineup and the personnel that will match that. Because I think we can all agree, and I'm sure Brendan would agree with me, Arteta is not going to go to Goodison Park and he will start attacking Everton left, right, centre. He will play a very, very cautious defensive game.
Well, that's a good team if you're looking to counter though. That is a very good team if you're looking to play on the counter. But personally for me, Everton is not the team that you go to counter. They don't play that expansive anyway.
Bro, they got James Rodriguez, Richarlison. They got probably the most formed striker in the league, Calvert-Lewin.
I know, but you can have all those attacking players, but they don't play expansive football.
Okay, so let's not get too caught up on this. We still need to get through the lineup, guys, before we do our predictions. Now, I put Aubameyang default on the left because from what we've seen, he can still produce goals from that left position. And is anyone here still want him as the number one striker?
Yeah, 100%. How do you drop Saka out of this team, man? Come on, that's not happening.
Up front.
You know what? I don't think it's doing Aubameyang any favors playing up front now because we don't. I hear what African is Gune is saying, but that's when you've got an Ozil type player playing behind him who can feed him the ball. Aubameyang's hold on. Aubameyang's strength has always been you play a through ball. He's got pace. He will run into it and he will finish one touch. Mm-hmm. Right? That's not happening right now. I don't see. You see, Smith Rowe is not going to start tomorrow. I don't see any of these guys, Ceballos or anybody who's going to play that through ball.
Sorry.
I think Maitland-Niles would.
Saka played the through ball last game.
Come again?
Kesh.
No, sorry, Kesh. Go ahead, Kesh.
I said the likes of Maitland-Niles would actually look to feed Aubameyang through. Like these are players that have played through the academy. Like I've watched them quite a lot. He likes to look forward. He likes a forward pass.
I agree, and my point was that in the last game, how we scored, that was Saka, that was a through ball, that was perfect Aubameyang one-on-one, and I know Brandon or Vlor was saying, anyone can score that, but that is Aubameyang territory, one-on-one with the keeper, he's finishing that bottom right, top right. I mean, you knew he was going to score, right? So he needs to be.
I understand, but if you notice last game, Saka was driving the ball. Right, he played it to Nketiah. Nketiah played Aubameyang through. It wasn't Saka who played the through ball. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, but I'm talking about a specialist who, throughout the game, would provide enough chances for Aubameyang because listen, he's not going to finish every chance that he gets. Right? So he needs to be given enough opportunities to finish, and I just think we're lacking that player, and Maitland-Niles is not that type of player. Saka is not.
So Shaheen, is he playing striker for you? Yes or no?
No, for me, he's playing wide. But African Duda, you want to say something?
Yeah, Shaheen, I see where you're coming from, but that's why I'm calling for Smith Rowe or Martinelli, because those are the only two players I see that can make those passes for us. And you might as well give it a shot than play Lacazette, and then Lacazette is disappointing, and we're like, why did he start? I don't want to risk that. I'd rather play Aubameyang and have a Smith Rowe and Martinelli to provide those passes. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least you try.
Wait, so
Yeah,
would it?
but you also
One
you
second,
got to
One
you
second,
got
guys.
to.
I'm trying to move it on because we need to save time for the people and predictions. So Aubameyang up top or on the left, African Gunner? Just the answer.
Up top. Up top.
Vlar, up top or on the left? Straight answer.
Up top.
Brendan, same thing.
Left.
Samuel,
Up top.
Kesh.
Up top.
For me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I had him on the left because I felt like him playing with another striker who can get the ball and maybe feed him would benefit him as much as having Saka in the 10 or having another number 10. You could also put Saka on the right because Willian and Aubameyang have not been performing. So that's my situation. I definitely would not have Aubameyang up top. But if we're going to go with Aubameyang up top, that's not a problem. The question now is...
Just to support what you said, and sorry, Brandon, I'll just be very quick. You got to look at Everton's defense. Everton has got two quite physical, strong, tall centre-backs, and they will just mark Aubameyang out of the game, no problem. Lacazette would bring some sort of physicality to that, where Aubameyang lacks physicality, and maybe something that Aubameyang can pull in from the left and take a shot or something.
But Mina and Keane are not the best defenders. Let's not overrate them. They're not the best defenders, mate. They're actually poor defenders.
Between them, they can mark a striker out.
No, I think that's the mistake Lampard made in that Chelsea game. Instead of keeping Giroud for 60 minutes or however long he played for, they needed someone who's going to stretch that centre back, and Aubameyang will do that. I don't think you need to play physical versus physical first, Everton.
Yeah, hit the like button, people. If you haven't already done that, I don't know. There's 70 something of you guys right now, and we need you guys to drive that likes. Come on, how we on 17 likes? That's embarrassing.
Everything that Lacazette does, Giroud would do better.
Let's
Hold
go to
up play,
Brandon
bringing
after
people in. He will do better. So I don't see how it's going to work any different with a Lacazette up there at the top. What you need to stretch that Everton defense.
Okay,
so they're not the quickest.
Can I just make the point? I think you can still get Saka in the team, even with Aubameyang on the left, because I personally think that Mikel Arteta will revert back to the back three, or putting Saka as a left wing back and Aubameyang out on the left. And the reason why I think Aubameyang needs to be out on the left, and I said this consistently ever since people were calling for him to be up front, is because we always attack from the left. And you need to get this guy the ball, otherwise he can't do the damage. And he'll do more damage out on the left than what he's doing currently up front, in my opinion.
I can't see Cedric and Ainsley playing together if we play with a 3-man defense. Can you?
No, I can't.
No.
Okay, so I get where you're coming from, but if I see Aubameyang playing on the left, my opinion, then that would mean Saka's on the right or Saka's playing in the 10, and you have somebody else playing on the right. But we haven't seen Saka play in the 10 for a while. What do you guys think about this? And then I put a striker up top, like either Balogun, Eddie, or Lacazette, whichever one. By default,
I think Balogun is playing an academy game.
Yeah,
I hope Nketiah doesn't start because I don't rate Nketiah at all, which leaves Lacazette.
Okay, so I'm gonna default with this lineup. This is what I would do with the front three. You guys can change it however you like. I'll start with you, Shaheen.
Look, for me, if you want to look at it realistically, and I just said that to African Gunner as well, he has not started Emil Smith-Rowe in any Premier League. I don't see how he's going to start him now at Everton away tomorrow.
But he's only been...
No. I'm only asking you about the front three. You've been
front three. Look, I'll probably look. You still instead of front three. I will leave it at that. It's just instead of Emil Smith-Rowe, I will play Nicolas Pepe or Saka, and I play Pepe on the right.
Okay, so everyone's cool with Smith-Rowe out and Saka in the 10.
Yeah.
Not really, but
Arsenal just posted Smith-Rowe and everything. I think he's going to be in the team, man.
Yeah, I think so too. And Shaheen, he's only been fit for about 2-3 weeks, so he's had excuses not to be in the team. Like in the last 2 weeks, I would say is when we would want him to play. He played in the Europa League. That's why me and Kesh is saying now is time for him to be even on the bench or in the starting lineup.
Okay, so guys,
anyone
object to Lacazette? Kesh.
Yes, highly object.
I object.
No, I don't. There's nobody who's going to play up front.
Okay, so who you playing?
Yeah, well, Aubameyang is not.
So who are you playing on the? Are you playing Gabriel Martinelli?
No, I'm playing Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe. I mean, I'm 100% sure that's happening tomorrow.
Okay, so 1 second.
And Martinelli
Would you
will
like
be
to
on the
have a
bench.
little wager on that, African Gunner?
Yeah,
Okay,
let's do it.
So you're going Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe. So Smith Rowe's in. So you guys have
Yes,
Smith Rowe.
Smith Rowe is in the 10. And if it's not Smith Rowe, it'll be Joe Willock.
Pepe hasn't served his ban yet, has he?
He has.
Sorry?
He played last game.
Oh, he did, didn't it? He did, yeah, he did.
Were you not watching?
I completely forgot he started, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Brendan, Vlar, Samuel, I want to know what you guys think about the front three debate. Are you guys okay with this front three before we do our predictions?
Yeah, I'll be very happy with choosing this team. I think there'll be enough to get us to win.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan?
Same here.
I'll be more than happy with that team.
Nope.
Why? What are you not happy about?
Well, if this is the team that is picked tomorrow, I won't be happy about Nicolas Pepe starting.
Who else?
Why?
He doesn't deserve to start. So I would go on a similar sort of basis to what Thingy was saying. I'd play Lacazette up front, Aubameyang on the left, Saka in the 10, and who else was there? I can't fucking remember now.
Are you gonna play Willian there then?
No, not Willian. No.
So you have to choose between Willian or Pepe because one of them will start. So you have to choose between bad and worse.
Or
if I have to choose between bad and worse, then it's got to be Pepe then, because Willian's just.
This might be the only game where we probably see a bit of joy from Pepe because they haven't got a out and out fullback playing on the left.
That Leighton Baines is playing, isn't he?
No, he retired.
He retited. They've been playing.
No, not Leighton Baines. What's the other guy's name?
Dingy's out.
He's
out.
Is he out?
So they will have a makeshift centre back playing as a fullback. So this
The
is
only
probably.
problem-
And if he doesn't do anything in this game, then
guys,
you know what I mean. There's no hope for him.
guys,
The only problem with
we
playing
got
Pepe.
7 minutes left. I'm just gonna stop you there. The lineup wise, I feel like we've covered it. We're just gonna go into the game now itself, right?
Yep.
And before we get into the predictions of the game, everyone give us their closing remarks and on the actual game, like predictions. Like, what do you think? And Brandon, before I cut you off, what were you gonna say?
Well, the only thing with playing Pepe on the right wing tomorrow is if our manager, which I think he will do, goes with Hecky B again at right back. Pepe doesn't
Why do you
really
call
do
him that?
I don't know. Pepe doesn't really do a defensive job, and I can see Richarlison absolutely roasting Bellerin all game, and that's what worries me. But yeah,
Bellerin and Holding.
In our team, Bellerin is not in the team, but Holding, we have no choice. You gonna play Mustafi?
Yeah, true. No, yes, actually, maybe because he'll be dirty at least, and he'll take the guy out.
Mustafi
is going to take the piss out of Mustafi.
Mustafi doesn't have the IQ to play with the actual guy who can head the ball.
Mustafi don't like.
He's gonna get lost
when it comes to physical battles. Yeah, that's where Mustafi
he gets lost. He gets lost. He doesn't realize where his defender is.
We could play Saliba.
Saliba is playing today in the academy game. He's not going to be playing.
He won't play Saliba. He'd probably play a midfielder in defence over Saliba.
Listen, the Saliba situation, we already know what's going on. The club has 17 centre backs on their books right now. If you guys don't know that, we just signed another centre back today. I think 3 weeks ago we signed him, but today it's official that he's going to be joining the club. That's their 17th centre back on the pay rate that is a professional. So we have a lot of centre backs. We just need to figure out which ones are good.
We already know which ones are good. Don't even go there. We know which ones we need to get rid of.
It'll help if you play them as well.
Currently, there's now 3 experienced directors of football on the market without a club. You got Overmars, you got Ocampos, and you got what's his name? The German one that was at Leipzig.
No clue.
Whatever his name is.
Upamecano?
No, the director of football.
If these don't sort their acts out between both of them, Arteta and Eddie, then we need to act before we lose.
Overmars is going to United, bro. Let's be honest.
Why would he do that?
Why would you want to go there, Gal?
No, he's gonna. If they're like a duo. You know what I mean? But hey, let's move on to the predictions. African Gunner, you're first always. What's going on? Predictions for the Everton game.
My prediction is a loss. I think we will play better, but we will still struggle to lose. No, listen, I'm real, man. This is a disaster, and it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
But if we play better, we'll lose. We'll do the game, but if we play better, we'll
I'm being real. I'm not gonna say we're gonna win when I haven't seen shit all for the last 2 months, man. Like,
wait, you said we're gonna play better but lose. The last game we drew, so we're gonna play better than the last game. We're gonna lose it.
No, I think we're gonna play better, as in we're gonna create more chances. It'll be a kind of a rise in the team, but ultimately we won't be able to finish the chances. I think we'll score 1 goal. I think Everton will score 2 goals, and all the Arsenal fans are gonna realize that we should have signed James Rodriguez and Doucouré, like I called 2-3 months ago, and people put their noses up at me and at them and said they're not good enough. Look at what they're doing in Everton's midfield. Those were 2 players that we could have afforded with Partey, and we would have been a different team. So unfortunately, I see a 2-1 loss.
Okay.
I don't really look at the Rodriguez deal. I think we should have signed him. Like, come on, man. The guy, since his first 2 games in the league, and he's fell off a cliff. Like, those sort of number 10s.
I hear you.
Those sort of number 10s in the game is dead now. It's finished.
Man, but he works hard and does everything.
Shaheen's got to go at 8, so I mean 7:30. So we got to get through this. Shaheen, what's your prediction for the game?
For me, unfortunately, I have to agree with every single word the African Gunner said.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be a loss as well.
Okay.
We can't beat Villa and Burnley at home.
Yeah.
You know, listen, remember what Grealish did to Bellerin, right? Richarlison is a superior player than Grealish.
No, he's not.
He is, bro. Richarlison is.
Richarlison is not better than Grealish.
Richarlison is a proper out wide player. Grealish hovers right in the middle. He goes up. Richarlison is more physical than him. He's pacier than him, right? And he will cause more problem. Now, listen. Tomorrow, I think there's one man who can handle him, and that's Maitland-Niles.
Thank you.
Okay, Samuel, what are you saying for tomorrow?
No, I feel something different this game. Last few games, I wasn't confident we were going to get a result, but this time, I feel a little different. I have more faith in this team this time. I have a feeling that we're going to win 3-1.
Dude, be prepared.
Where did that come from?
Did you say 3-1? We're going to win 3-1?
That's what I have a feeling. I just have a feeling.
You almost got kicked out right now. Brendan, what are you saying? Guys in the comment section, give us your predictions also while we're doing this. Brendan.
For me, the result rests on the starting 11. When I see that starting 11, we'll know whether we're going to get a result from this or not, you know. But the last couple of games, I've predicted a 1-0 win Arsenal. It's not working. So I'm going to go reverse psychology like what Agal does. 2-1 Everton.
Vlar.
I don't know, man. It's hard. When I come here, usually when I come here predict the Europa League, I'm usually spot on, you know. But when I predict the Premier League, I'm totally wrong. But I think, like Brandon says, it depends on. For me, if a Bellerin starts tomorrow, we're gonna lose. If Ainsley Maitland-Niles starts, I think we can nick a draw or a win. So I think like. I think a 2-2.
11 players, by the way, guys. That's not one player. Huh?
2-2 or 3-2 to Arsenal. I think it's got to be a lot of goals tomorrow. But I'll go with that 3-2 to Arsenal. 3-2.
Okay, so we left Kesh for second last because I'm last. But Kesh, what are you saying?
2-2 draw.
Iwobi's gonna score.
He's not gonna score, guys. Let's be honest.
I would advise you to put your money on it because
I wouldn't rule it out.
Okay. So if he scores, no, I'm not even gonna do a bet. What do you call it? So let's go first. Mr. Bongo says Everton 3-1. Sadly, then you got DVV saying 2-0 Everton, and then Come On You Gooners says 1-0 Arsenal, and then you got Isaac Ibrahim says 3-1 Everton. And then Semantic FC saying 4-1. Oh man, what the hell's going on?
An own goal. Oh no, the one goes for us. Sorry. Yeah, okay.
And then I'm going, guys.
What's your score prediction, Miguel?
I'm going that it's
going to be. We're gonna win. I'm waiting for it.
Think carefully, Miguel. Be careful.
It's gonna be a situation. It's going to be a situation where we score the early goal, then they equalize before halftime. We're shaking it the whole entire game, and it ends up a draw again.
That's basically your way of saying we're going to lose.
No, we're going to draw this game. We're going to draw this game. But you want to know some interesting stats? The last 2 games we played against Everton have been clean sheets
5-1.
away from home. We lost 1 and we drew 1 at Everton.
Yeah, but this is not the same team again.
No, it's even worse. That's what I mean. So it's like,
just to add to that as well, Everton in the Premier League era, Everton are the team that we've scored the most goals against.
Yeah.
So maybe it's written in the stars. Maybe.
Yeah, but they've also scored. They've also scored the most goals with us. It's the 2 teams that have scored the most goals against each other.
Brandon, it's not written in the stars if we beat them and we're going to lose against Chelsea. See, that's what I don't like about Arsenal. If we're going to beat them, I want us to go and beat Chelsea and beat the other teams as well. Don't go tomorrow and have an incredible performance that we've been waiting for as fans for months and then go back to your usual self, right? So if you're going to step up as a team, then step up for the rest of the season until the transfer window. Don't just step up tomorrow and then give us that crap against Chelsea, because I don't want to have false hope again. You know, I don't want to get there. So tomorrow, either go all in or go all out. That's what I want to see tomorrow.
And you know what, guys? We're going to be back for a Christmas Eve special on the 24th, on next Thursday. Shaheen already knows. African Gunner knows. Some of you guys might be surprised to hear this right now, but we're going to be back, and we want you back, everybody. So if you guys are watching right now, remember, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That's the most important thing, because then you'll get the direct notifications telling you that the video has been released. In addition to that, if you haven't already liked this video, like the video. Check out everyone's socials. The names are in the descriptions right there. And Shaheen, you want to take it away?